So your energy begins to connect with me when I am in the sacred space of my heart. And something interesting to note is typically when I do these readings, I take the position of the person and their energy. So I'm the person experiencing all of the visuals that I relay. With you, I was actually remote viewing, so I was seeing you as the energy engaging in everything I'm about to say. So this is the only time this has happened thus far. For the complete journey, it was always you, and I was just this person watching and experiencing what you were, or watching the experiences that you were going through. So in the sacred space of my heart, I see you become this ballerina, and you're the only things I can put to this is elegance and grace. It was just, you were so graceful. It's that classic picture of the ballerina that's head tilted down, looking at like the outstretched arm down by the pink ballerina slippers you're wearing that are like laced up your legs, and you were just doing these spins and turns and hair up in a bun, and it was just so graceful and elegant and beautiful and soft. And so from there, as I get onto the rainbow road, it's basically you again. And so you're still in this form of the ballerina, just twirling and twisting, moving towards the portal that's going to open up to the next experience. So as you move through the portal, I see you basically dive into the water and you lose all the ballerina garb, but you turn in to a mermaid. And so, as a mermaid, I see you in the ocean, and you're swimming down deep towards like the floor of the ocean. And then there's this like outcropping of big rocks. It looks like a mountain under the sea. And you basically just like lay on this side of the mountain, and you just are basking in this glory. And so I just again get like this elegance and grace and this majesty, and so moving from there, I see you then transition to a human again, and you jump out of the water and you kind of shake off and dry, and you start walking down this path, and this path leads, if you visualize like it's a drawing, like it's a green path, and in the back, the whole background is just this big yellow sun. And so you're walking headed towards this huge yellow sun. And so as you make your way up to the sun, you basically turn around and look at me, and you stretch your hands out, and you basically like move and just immerse yourself into the energy of the sun. And you basically, I see you like departiculate and become that warmth and the energy of the sun. And then I see like this golden shimmers, these particles that are you, kind of rise up from the top of the sun, move up into the atmosphere, and now I know we're going towards your Akashic records. And so we find the door of your Akashic records, and basically the door is like a sideways piano, and all the keys are different colors, and it's like you have to play a song that is like your own unique soul frequency, your own soul song, and you have to play this to get into your records. So as you move into the records, then I see a huge mountain, like snow-topped mountain, and little you begins to like run, and you're trying to run and scale this mountain and get all the way up to the top. And so anytime I see the mountain or understand this, explain this to people, mountain to me always represents like a spiritual journey. And I always talk about where people are on the mountain and their perspective, and what, where in life they are and on their spiritual journey, and how they're seeing things from the different perspectives of where they stand and where they are on this mountain. And so I get the feeling that you want to be on the top of this mountain, and it's almost like you want all of the wisdom, and you want to be at the top, the peak of the mountain. You want to be seeing the broadest perspective, and engaging in the kind of highest point of your journey, right? So as soon as I get that, the mountain kind of opens up and swallows you into the inside, and so now you're standing in just a complete black, like dark abyss of the inside of this mountain. And I see there's this light bulb, like a basement light bulb. It has that little cord to it, and you like reach up and pull the cord to the light, and this light is just barely illuminating the inside of this mountain. And so I feel like you're seeking this light, you're seeking this wisdom for your journey, and you're only getting it. It feels like you're only getting so much, or you're only able to perceive so much light. And so as soon as I get that, like the entire mountain fills with light, and I see your records and all these books just lining the inside walls of this mountain, and so I get, since we're talking about wisdom, the books now to me represent all this wisdom that you have access to. And so I call on your higher self to come down to assist and help me understand what's for the highest good for you to know at this moment in time. And your higher self basically tells me that that you need to understand that going through a spiritual journey, you're never gonna like be on the top of the mountain, and you're never gonna be on the top of the mountain and stay there. Like a spiritual journey is all about moving through and shifting through all the different angles and perspectives of your journey, and constantly moving up and down the mountain, and seeing things from the different light, and not always feeling like you have all the answers or the wisdom or the knowledge, but knowing that wherever you are on that mountain, it is exactly where you need to be. And so getting that you're a teacher, I understand, and your higher self is telling me that you are going to be at different places on this mountain to help express to the people that you're teaching exactly what needs to come through. So although you might not feel maybe the most confident in exactly where you might be placed on the mountain at that point in time, or what your perspective is at that point in time, that you are there for a specific reason. You are on that, let's just say, midpoint of the mountain, so that those people around you or the situation you're in, you can pull through that information. And so I feel like you're actually, now since we're on the inside of you, I feel like your body is this mountain, and on the inside of the mountain are all these books and all this wisdom, and you have so much wisdom, and you're so connected into the wisdom of all your lifetimes and all this knowledge that that when you speak, and your higher self told me that when you speak, it's complete truth. And so you're pulling through truth no matter where you are or where you perceive you are on this mountain. So from your higher self, they wanted you to know that you're going to be at different places on this mountain to be able to convey different perspectives and truths to people at different times. And that it's okay to not always know exactly where that truth is coming from, but they were getting me to understand that every time you basically open your mouth, it's like you're pulling wisdom from inside your mountain. Like the inside of your body is the inside of this mountain with all these lifetimes of wisdom, and that you're being put into these situations where you can just open your mouth and speak clearly from the feeling of what's going on, and that you're going to speak truth that is necessary for those around you to hear. And it's going to help them to better align to their own path. So the biggest thing was that don't worry about where you are on the mountain. You're going to be at these different levels of the mountain to be able to convey to those around you and the situations around you exactly the truth that needs to come out and come through. So just trust in where you are, and that you're pulling the most divine connection of information that you can at that time. And that's exactly what's needed in that situation. And I get that the sun and you basically dissolving into the sun. So then your higher self said, when you're in these situations and you're teaching others, that if you can connect with yourself and bring through this energy of the sun and allow yourself to feel the warmth that you feel when being like kissed by the sun. So if you can bring through that strong energy and basically open yourself up into the feeling of that warmth and that sun energy, that vibrant sun energy, that and release yourself and just become like very vulnerable, isn't the best word, but become very pliable, very just open to this energy and allow it to permeate through your body and hold that warmth in your body, and this is going to connect you completely to your divinity. And I get that this is when you are most aligned, and this is when you are going to be pulling through the highest spiritual messages for those around you. So with light and love.